यार कुछ तनिष्का सब वेट करे तेरा.
No, you go on. I have nothing. No, Ari, one person should introduce every episode. No, like it should
So
be standard.
I will introduce, but before that, when they're turning their phone full screen कर रहे हैं, फिर phone agree नहीं कर रहा है, तो वो part के लिए we need something ना. So for that part do something. गाना गा.
Ari, just say hello and the phone will turn.
Hey guys, and welcome back to episode 2 of our brand new podcast. Today we have Tanishka, Yash, and myself, Shwetansh, and we will be talking about hostels, PGs, and flats. What is the difference and the good, the bad, and the ugly of each single accommodation? This is very new to me. You can see this episode too, but I hope by the 100th episode I can give a better introduction. So, take it away, guys. By
So
the
what are
way,
we
You
talking about?
forgot to mention.
yeah.
Bolo.
Awesome.
Great start. So Tanishka lives in a PG, Yash lives in a hostel, and I live in a flat with my roommate. So yes,
And
go for it.
Shwetansh can't let us talk for ourselves.
Sorry.
Yash, go on.
I think Shwetansh forgot to mention. I don't know if this is a hostel thing, but the good, bad, ugly, and the stinky,
Oh,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
Okay,
unwashed, underfed, all of that also. I
For
think that's
all
something common that
information
goes
on
around.
for all information on Bombay's wonderful aromas, please go and watch episode number 1, where we have figured
Yeah,
out the smell of Bombay. Okay, guys, right. So who wants to go first?
I think Tanishka should go first
No.
Go
because
first.
So on
obviously
the thumbnail, one
33%.
second. On the thumbnail, I'm in the middle. So one of you.
This well played. ठीक है. Okay, so I'll go first. So,
Huh.
okay, let's start with how we sort of found our accommodations, and if we have any tips or tricks for the audience. So, I live in a flat, 1 BHK flat in Andheri, in Lokhandwala, Andheri West, and my college is in Churchgate. सो आई कैन टेल माई किड्स कि आपके पापा 7 समुंदर पार करके साइकिल पे तैर के मेहनत से जाते थे स्कूल. तो आप
Yeah,
भी
it's that
मेहनत
kind of
कर.
journey.
Yeah, it feels like that 100% because for me to get from Lokhandwala to Andheri takes more time than for me to get from Andheri to Churchgate station.
It's like
Because
that, no? Like yesterday we were talking about in episode 1, there is
uh,
that I'd rather go to Pune than go to Vasai Virar.
exactly
Yeah, so that.
because लोकल में देयर इज नो डिस्टर्बेंस और पटरी पे चलती रहती है ट्रेन. बट यहाँ से जब मैं अंधेरी जा रहा हूँ, लाइक आई सी ऑल सॉर्ट्स ऑफ क्रेजी पीपल ऑन द रोड, कैसे भी चला रहे, किधर भी घुसा रहे गाड़ी ऐसा. बट एनीवेज, सो why I took a flat so far from my college is because I cannot afford anything below Bandra. No one can. No student can afford anything below Bandra. Everything was super costly. The ones that I had found in my budget were not that great, honestly. So what I had done is I had
What
gone
was
on, yeah, so I'd gone on Magic Bricks, and I saw a few flats over there. और ऐसा फोटो में तो ऐसा बढ़िया. एक तो मैजिक ब्रिक्स में, let's talk about this.
Magic bricks in Bombay should be called magic holes because if it's leading you to like
It's
really shady places that
yeah,
are literally you can just sit there. You can't even sleep there.
you're
I have a
dude.
lovely story on this.
Huh.
Acha, you wanna go
So
for the story?
yeah, I'll keep it short. So it's like I'm flat. I was here for 3 months. Okay, I lived with a relative in Thane, and I was
Hmm.
coming to college in Ghatkopar, and I was looking for a flat in Ghatkopar. Okay,
Huh.
finding a flatmate is difficult. Finding a flat is even more difficult.
Yeah.
Okay, and someone I asked for help tell me 150 broker का नंबर भेजा 150. उसमें
Wow.
से तो कुछ बोलता है सर धंधा डूब गया. ठीक है. और मैं बोला फिर अभी फ्लैट तो बोले दिखा देगा आपको. अरे मैं बोला धंधा डूब गया तो तुम फिर भी दिखा रहा है. So the funny fact is that I went out looking and I failed like for 3 weeks straight. And then there is one broker that comes around. He's got a lovely flat. It's like a little only far from where I want it to be, but it's like in a top-notch sort of housing society. And बहुत बढ़िया है, ठीक है, and very
Mm-hmm.
good. And it's in the budget also, and it's got everything we need, like the layout we need. एंड
Yeah.
उसने मेरे को 2-3 बार मैंने पूछा यही है, उसने बोला यही है, बिल्डिंग का नाम वही ले रहा था, ठीक है,
Hmm.
that is like a wow building.
Hmm.
And then on the day I met him, so he took me, और वो बिल्डिंग के सामने 2 फ्लोर का ऐसा बिल्डिंग था,
Hmm. So that
और
was
वो
where the
दो
flat
फ्लोर
was.
के बिल्डिंग में ग्राउंड फ्लोर में कोने में फ्लैट था, ठीक है, जिसका
Yeah.
लॉक रस्टेड था, उसको खोलने में हमको 5 मिनट लगा। हाँ, बोला सर यही, तो मैं बोला वो तो आपने बोला था वो वाला है, वो तो बोले सामने है ना वो तो। मैं बोला रहने है मेरे को सामने,
it, it's
विंडो
like
से देख
that
के
ना.
खुश थोड़ी होना है।
हाँ, इट्स लाइक कि सी फेसिंग है लेकिन सी दिख नहीं रहा, सी का इतना सा एक दिखेगा, 5-6 बिल्डिंग
अरे
के बीच में से देखोगे इतना सा सी दिखेगा.
there's
सी
this
फेसिंग.
Anil Kapoor ad that comes. It's about some phone. I don't know which phone, but he's like he's telling people कि sea facing apartment है, and they're like कि sea किधर है, and then he zooms in on the image like 3-4 times,
Oh
and then
yes,
that's
yes, yes.
या
Yeah. Yeah.
आई
So
थिंक
हाँ, so I
आई
was saying Magic Bricks पे, sorry, यश तूने खत्म नहीं किया क्या? Sorry.
I just googled, okay, I was distracted by all this Andheri Lokhandwala Churchgate sort of
Mm-hmm.
fact spitting. I
Mm-hmm.
googled Andheri to Lokhandwala is 1.6 kilometers or something. We'll assume it to be 2. Churchgate to Andheri is 25 kilometers.
Exactly
And
why? Exactly. So
it's
what
more
I do
than
is,
10 times.
yeah, and I take the bus from Lokhandwala Market to Andheri station. And I mean, I think we should do a separate podcast on each mode of transport in Bombay, because like I have like
Whatever.
stories. Yeah, because buses are also
I think we've
fascinating.
covered one already. We've covered
हाँ,
trains.
yeah.
Okay, the bus horn is only enough for people to like to haunt you. The way they honk.
एक second, why are you saying bus horns are
And
haunting? मेरे all the buses in my
they're
depot
horrible, dude.
don't sound proper only. ऐसा फटेला
It's
horn है,
like a
ऐसा
sick pig,
सुनाई
yeah.
भी नहीं देता. Exactly. Exactly.
And autos are practically kissing each other. So
Yeah,
वो
yeah.
वो
that
सब
No,
ठीक
not
है, but
practically. They are kissing each other.
they are.
They're,
नहीं,
oh
बट
man.
मैं बस का हॉर्न सुन रहा है इधर, व्हाटएवर, आई डोंट नो व्हाट वी हैव इन घाटकोपर, बेस्ट का एसी वाला बस है, ठीक है, वेरी
Hmm.
नाइस, वेरी क्लीन, फ्रॉम अ नासिक गाय, इट्स लाइक अमेजिंग, ठीक है, कि वाओ यार ये तो बहुत सही है ना,
Hmm.
उसका हॉर्न हमारे इधर के इडली वाले जैसा है, पै 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 ऐसे बजता है।
Oh yeah. It's so funny. So it's like a full ऐसा modern technology bus, ऐसा emergency buttons है, lighting proper है, ऐसा अच्छी seating है, and then horn देखेगा तो पै पै पै. It's just,
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
It's like a pig is stuck in a swan's body.
yeah. And so the buses in my depot, they're not doing a public service. वो सिर्फ मतलब एहसान कर रहे हैं कि वो बस के अंदर बैठे हुए also. The purpose, the local stops, but the bus doesn't stop, which is a very amusing. So the bus will just do like a जैसे planes fly by करती है ना ऐसे air show में, वैसा बस एक ड्राइव बाय करेगी स्टॉप पे, और जो चढ़ा
Yeah,
तो वो चढ़ा, तो
yeah.
बाकी गया. डूड लिटरली वंस मैंने सिर्फ पैर रखा था एंड द बस वाज मूविंग फुल स्पीड में, मैं दूसरा पैर हवा में अंदर पीछे. आई एम लाइक डूड वेट यार, इतनी जल्दी का है, बिकॉज 5 meters आगे देयर ट्रैफिक. तो
And
व्हाई आर यू इन व्हाई आर यू इन अ
you know
हरी?
that you know that घंटी that the conductor is supposed to like
हाँ हाँ हाँ
he's supposed to signal कि अभी चढ़ गए, he does that on random.
हाँ.
Like
हिज सिग्नल इज नेवर
he's
ऑन
just doing
टाइम.
that,
या
and I'm like, dude, it has a purpose.
once,
Let's
so
forget.
I've seen both
जब
ends
मन
of the
मिलेगा
spectrum.
तब।
I've seen both ends of the spectrum. ठीक है, once person is climbing, बजा दी घंटी जल्दी में. एक बार मैंने देखा कि बस चल रही है, फिर उसको रियलाइज हुआ घंटी बजानी है, अगला स्टॉप आ रहा, उससे पहले 2 बार घंटी बजा.
My
My
God.
God. Yeah. So anyway, sorry.
My
Talking about
बसेस
flats.
वाला अलग एपिसोड होगा।
Yeah. So Magic Bricks पे, I saw people who've put up 3Ds and pamphlet का photo to sell their flat. Which, मतलब it's so like dumb, right? Because that's not the
What's a
real
3D?
condition. A 3D वो जो render बनाते हैं ना for the building before it's
हाँ
made.
हाँ
They've uploaded that with fake people and fake cars and it's a very green
Some people, so I've seen there's just one photo where like pigeons have shit in the parking, and I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, this is
And there's a
not
5-star rating also. Very good building.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what the trick that I used with magic bricks was, what I did was I saw a good flat, ऐसे एक दो flats देखे and उनके agents को contact किया, and then उनका वो I saw those flats as well, but then that agent then showed me 10 other flats that he had in the same area. तो ऐसे करके I think we saw about what 40-45 flats in Bombay.
Easy.
Yeah, and we could not find a good flat because in South Bombay the good flats were of course out of our budget, and the flats that were cheap were just, I don't know कौन से खोपचे में ऐसा जाके बना हुआ है, बिल्डिंग का एंट्रेंस के लिए I have to ऐसा डक डाउन ऐसा, वो ऊपर की सीढ़ी, सो ऊपर का जो सीढ़ी है ना व्हेन यू आर गोइंग अप, तो वो सीढ़ी का वो लेज ऐसा सर पे आ रहा है, तो ऐसे झुक के जाना पड़ रहा है ऐसा, सम वियर्ड आर्किटेक्चर इज गोइंग ऑन ऐसा, एंड इज लाइक अरे आओ तो सही मैम, बहुत बढ़िया घर है, बहुत बढ़िया घर है. माय मॉम डिड नॉट इवन एंटर द फ्लैट. They enter the building, sorry, it was so bad.
Art Deco,
I
Art
think
Deco.
if you go to South Bombay and try to like tell someone that you want something below 50,000 or 60,000 or 70,000, it'll be like that reel that Farah Khan made. I think I told you guys, no? She went to like this expensive hotel in London, and she's like, "Can you something for like a really less amount of money?" And that guy was like, "Yeah, of course I can show you. I can show you to the door."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I instill my very realistic opinion of Tanishka. Being a Punekar, she's obviously taken her 224 and never actually gone flat hunting in South Bombay. Because I live in Ghatkopar, there's 40-50 here for a decent
Yeah.
2 BHK or
Yeah,
something.
That's what I meant.
ठीक है,
Like I don't want to shock people, but
so unless you have like 6 figures, that too starting with like a good 3
so
or 4.
40,000-50,000 would be for like a commode, a wash basin, and a bed.
Commode wash basin, both like 2 in 1.
which
अलग
is
अलग
fun,
नहीं आएगा.
which is funny
Like
because you
you're
can buy a
sitting,
new commode in
and before you're
20,000.
done, you can wash your hands. It's like right in front.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So I think what my suggestion to everyone would be ki if you can find like a good amount of friends, right? So if you like have 6 friends or something, or 6 people who want to stay together, then it does make a lot of sense, because then you can take like a 3
But also
BHK.
6 livable people with good
Oh yes,
hygiene
yes,
and
yes. Oh yeah.
manners and who can clean after themselves.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
6 randos.
Yeah. So exactly. So like if you can find like like 6 or 4 people, so you can buy like a 2 BHK or 3 BHK, and then that becomes a little more economical compared to buying a flat 1 BHK and then sharing it with just 2 people are sharing it. So yeah. But all in all good. I think
to
area
find
also
6
depends.
people, to find 6 people is not a joke in
Yeah.
Bombay, because the moment it's not only brokers that are sort of उनका ऐसा नहीं है कि हम कुछ भी चिपका देंगे. You have to deal with landlords. Now, me who's living in Ghatkopar, मैं तो चलो I'm a very hardcore vegetarian by that math, and I speak decent Gujarati also. If you are not like a like cultural fit, and if you are like a bachelor or like a non-vegetarian, or you like drink, smoke, or have any opposite gender coming over for more than like a couple of times without like proof of your relation being like brother, sister or something,
Yeah.
मतलब I'm sorry, but आपको flat भी नहीं दिखाएंगे.
Correct.
दिखाएंगे भी नहीं.
So that's
Okay.
what me and my roommate had to do. So for the landlord, we are actually cousins. Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Now I just hope he does not see this episode. I just have 6 months more left in college. Please just let me live.
Just 6. 6 is a lot.
Yeah.
Krishna, we'll tell the landlord, sir, आपको extra rent यहीं से तो आ रहा है. आपको क्या लग रहा है?
No, कोई एक्स्ट्रा रेंट नहीं आ रहा भाई. मैं नहीं दे रहा एक्स्ट्रा रेंट. I'm not gonna give him any. Yeah,
So, but then how did you prove you all are cousins? You don't have the same surname.
No proof. ऐसा feeling से बोलने का ऐसा. अरे अपना ही है. This style of saying it. No, so the agent was also very cooperative. He helped us out as well. It was his idea only, just tell everyone ki your cousin. So he only gave us that suggestion, and that's why we sort of got the flat. And living in a good area is also very important. I feel like, because I'm living in Lokhandwala market, and it's a good area, man. So if you
It's
from my
also a privilege.
sorry.
It is also a privilege.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can feel the privilege every day on the every first of every month when I'm paying the rent. I feel that privilege just as I'm paying for it. So I
And
know.
then the rest of the 29 days, the city humbles you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%, 100%. So for the first 5 days, I travel in the AC local. The next 2 days, I travel in first class, and then after that, I travel in second class. And then at the last 2 days, I probably travel without tickets because कुछ बचा ही नहीं है.
I think obviously privilege तो दिख रहा है, मतलब ऐसा इतना वाइट तो ग्रीन स्क्रीन से भी नहीं आता पीछे. It's shining.
You're
I
in,
Yeah,
think
you're
the
in heaven, like
privilege.
you're sitting on one of the swans that you see in TV.
it's funny how
I
Clouds and
bootstrap is giving a feeling of privilege. It's funny because camera इतना खराब है कि वो दीवार से शाइन होके पूरा ही सब खराब हो गया पीछे. But we can't do anything about that, guys. Sorry.
and your headphones and wall are coexisting. They have
Yeah.
like
I mean,
merged with each other at this point.
So guys,
this shirt is
it,
also merging.
इस
Yeah, full.
reason
I
इस
mean,
reason
I'm
से please
sure.
send super chat, super thanks, send us money. We'll link our numbers also. They are GPay numbers. Please send us money. It's very important.
Yeah.
And we'll be more than
Totally.
happy to like help you around Bombay if you're coming anytime soon.
Yeah.
If you're coming,
Flat
we
hunting.
leave, we'll be like more than happy to take you around.
Yeah.
Again, reiterating what we said in the first episode, we'd be very happy to shoot with you all whenever, whatever you have to speak.
Yes.
Please pre-welcome.
100%. 100%. Yes.
You were
Okay.
saying something.
So yeah, I think that is probably it for flats, like how you find a flat and everything. Do you want to go at Tanishka and tell us कि पीजी कैसे ढूंढते हैं, क्यों ढूंढा तूने, तुझे कैसा लग रहा है तेरा पीजी?
पहले तो अगर तुम
नहीं
कुछ
नहीं
और
नहीं, लेट मी
तो
आंसर दैट वन. क्यों क्यों ढूंढा? क्योंकि फ्लैट में रह लिया, ठीक है. फ्लैट में रह लिया और वो 1 साल में पता भी नहीं चला कि फ्लैट से ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम है कि फ्लैटमेट से. एंड नो, और इसमें तो मैंने बड़ा प्लॉट ट्विस्ट तो अभी है कि ये फ्लैट और फ्लैटमेट और तनिष्का तीनों कुर्ला में थे, वो भी वेस्ट वेस्ट.
Oh
तो
wow.
Hey, no, I used to live in East. What rubbish. Yeah, that was the only good thing actually. You took that also away.
saving grace.
Yeah.
Fine. Go on, I think.
Yeah, so yeah, it is very important before finding a place to stay. You should basically start to analyze the person you're going to potentially live with. Like this is also a kind of marriage only. It
So I
is very
think
serious.
according to
Oh,
Yeah,
parents
it's
listening
very
to this
serious.
podcast being like, ये क्या फ्लैट के लिए पहले भाई बना लिया फिर शादी कर रहे हैं. अरे
No, like in the sense that it's very serious business. Like you
Hmm.
use the same kitchen, the same living room, and everything else. And if you have like a good standard of hygiene and how you live your life, and if you're taught and raised well, then it becomes a very big problem.
if this somehow reaches Tanishka's ex flatmate, I'm sure Tanishka will be having a lot of fun.
It's just constructive feedback. Like
On
Which she's given to her face as well.
it's अरे वो सब ठीक है. I said this to Shwetansh talking about his parents yesterday. It's good that you should give the constructive feedback and everything, but not from the balcony on the internet. No.
no,
That's
now
not
see that is
helping.
all said and done. Now I can't go there and tell everything, but that's what my point was, that even if the said person watches this, it's fine.
No, I think
Like,
Tanishka is gonna send this to the said person. Be like, you watch this. This has some constructive criticism for you.
If she does not, I will. I really want to see the reaction.
gosh,
So Tanishka, why don't you give them some context as to why we're cracking these jokes?
no, hello, we are not talking about all. What is this? This is only supposed to be informative. Nobody wants gossip on what happened in that
but
flat.
but we are cracking jokes on your ex roommate. तो फिर कुछ तो होना चाहिए ना फिर context for the audience.
No, yeah, I can't. It becomes too late, too personal, then I can't. This much is enough.
Okay, go ahead,
Yeah,
talk about it. Yeah.
point. Yeah, point being that you have to like really understand what the other person does in their daily life and what kind of habits they have and stuff like that, and then start like asking them that, okay, do you want to move in together, whatever.
Will you
Uh,
marry me?
huh?
No, but I do
No, not.
agree. No, no. So in some sense, I do agree that it's sort of like a marriage, because when you're living with someone, I mean, like in marriage, you'll have to make a lot of certain compromises, because you haven't lived with a person pehle, and then suddenly
You either have to make compromises or per day you have to slap them 5 times. One thing you have to do. So
huh,
to choose.
yeah.
So basically, if you're not living in South Bombay and if you're living somewhere near Chembur or Kurla or Ghatkopar or whatever, here the rent of like a 1 BHK would be like 35,000, 40,000. 2 BHK would be like 50. If it's very well furnished, then 56, 60, like that. So if you can split that into like 2 or 3 people, awesome. If you can't, then you look for a PG. So when my flatmate left, I started looking for a PG, and that's when I moved there. And then when you live in a PG, it's again like you're living with somebody in somebody else's house. Then you become a little less comfortable, and like you have to. It's always like you're under someone's supervision. So it's like that. When you live in a PG, and if you have like a common fridge and pantry and all of that, people are going to steal your food. People
They
are going to
do?
steal
And
your
that
They do?
milk, yogurt. Yeah.
Wow. Matlab, give us an
I
example,
have.
yaar. Come on.
An example. So, I mean, so let's say कि today I've gotten अभी आज मैंने Blinkit से order किया. Okay, I've gotten my grocery and
Yeah.
I've kept my milk in my fridge, and I've had like let's say like some coffee. The next day I go back to get that carton. It's like half empty.
Wow.
Uh,
Are you getting paid
yeah.
for it? Are you getting compensated for it?
No, yeah. How do you
Ah,
think you have the time to go and knock on 8 rooms and say मेरा ये किसने लिया?
yeah, that's true. That's true. You can't do that.
मुंह खोल मेरा दूध पिया है क्या?
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but now thank you.
I swear.
So,
Plus,
yeah.
no, that's not the funniest thing, yaar. That family keeping a watch is like it's some in a way it's a good thing, right? But the fun fact is that the family lives like there's nobody else. So I've heard endless stories of Tanishka's like landlords or whatever. They are like 3 people, mother, like husband, wife, and a son. Their son
And
is
I'm
40-year
going
old.
to interrupt you because I have to live here another 4 months. So you're not going to say more now. Thank
Okay,
you.
but Tanishka, so you've lived in both like flats and PGs. What would
Yeah.
you say is better to choose as a student coming to a new city like Bombay?
I mean, it depends on what your priorities are. So, like, if you're just going to focus on your education and you're if as a person you're naturally like you adjust and adapt well, then you can live anywhere. It's not much of a big deal. Like, you can live in a PG, you can live in a flat also.
Great
But
answer for
if
a podcast where we compare all three, and you have just said ki anything works, and it depends on
no,
you.
like I'm
Great
saying,
Oh, yes.
answer.
I'm saying there is no big drawback or anything. Like, if you don't
No, of
like,
course not a
if
draw.
you
So
like your
what would
own
you
space,
prefer?
yeah.
What would you prefer?
What would I prefer? Living in a flat, obviously, not living in a PG. You're
That's
constantly supervised, and
yeah,
you have
yeah.
to share a room with somebody else. In a
But
flat, it's like you can have your own
yeah, but
space.
so in the flat, matlab, each accommodation has its own positives and negatives. But so like in a flat, you do have issues with the food and everything. So we have a cook who comes and cooks dinner for us at night. But then, if the dinner gets over and there's nothing left for lunch, we're either ordering from outside or we're cooking something else on our own. And sometimes when you're coming back from college, you're tired, exhausted. Just by messing around in class and not studying, then you don't really want to cook food. So I think that is also a very big drawback, which is not there, I feel, in PGs or hostels.
I think that is the good thing about that aspect is just in hostels. Like, even in PG, you don't get food. Some you do.
Some PGs do, you
Like,
do, right? Yeah,
some PG
yeah.
do, but most of them don't. Usually, it's like
No.
you figure
In
out
your
yourself.
case, it's the opposite. Food is going away from you. being stolen.
Yeah, yeah. So I have stopped eating cheese. So when I came to stay here in when did I come? June,
Mhm.
I didn't. When I went back in September, I hadn't had like one piece of bite of cheese in 4 months.
Why?
Because dude, I used to get 10 slices and it's $200. Okay, I'm on a budget every month. I'm a student. I'm not earning.
Yeah.
And the next day I go to the packet has only 4 out of 10 left. So really, who is eating my cheese?
No,
I was like,
the
how
question
much?
should
Moved my
be
cheese.
who is eating 5 slices in one night?
Dude, I don't even know if it's one person or 2, 3 people, na.
Dude,
I don't have the time to go on.
5 slices is crazy, yaar. Matlab,
So I was like,
I think we should put in a link or a pop-up or something on like the video. Who Moved My Cheese is a great book, and I think it will help Tanishka actually.
I was, what all I thought. So I was thinking, like, how do you fight this? So I was thinking I'll make like a sellotape kind of a thing, and I'll put like a chit on my packet, and I'll be like, you know what, khud ka leke aao or something like that. And just stick it on the packet so that they have some kind of like open the fridge and you have self-reflection in the morning. Which is very important.
that person goes back to his or her room and uska roommate बोला कि
Yeah,
क्या
like
हुआ
I
तू इतना
want them
sad
to
क्यों
be
है
like, I
मेरे
want them
खाने ने
to
रोस्ट कर दिया मेरे को sorry.
yeah,
सुबह
I
सुबह
want them to look at the packet and feel like disappointed, keep it back and go back to
सुबह सुबह बेइज्जत हो के किधर से आ रहे फ्रिज में से आ रहे बेइज्जत हो रहा है
हाँ हाँ
लोगों की
आज मेडिटेशन
खराब
करके
शुरुआत
सेल्फ इंट्रोस्पेक्शन नहीं हुआ, फ्रिज खोल के हो गया.
लोगों की खराब शुरुआत
Like I
विराट
really wanted
फास्ट
to.
से हो रही है इन दोनों की खाने से हो रही है सुबह सुबह.
So yeah, I was going to do that also, but then I was like, forget it. Let's just like not. Then even with milk, so how I fought that also. So I stopped buying that 1 liter ka thing that you get. I stopped buying that. I started buying the small Tetra packs that you get,
नहीं, आई थिंक
$16
नाउ
one.
एवरीवन वांट्स टू नो कि तू जब 1 लीटर खरीदती थी और तू समझ उसमें से 200 ml पीती थी तो सुबह कितना दूध बचता था वो बता.
Half only. Half only.
तो 200 ml पियो 300 ml गायब.
ये मेरे को ये समझ नहीं आ रहा ये रात को चीज और दूध कौन खा रहा है ये क्या है
समझ
हो
नहीं
रहा है
आ रहा क्या? Why
फाइव
is
स्लाइसेस
chori
300
such a
ml of
difficult
milk
concept to understand?
it is the अरे
someone is really making mac and cheese यार. You learn to cook first.
Yeah.
अरे where is the mac लेकिन are you अच्छा वो
वो
किसी और
किसी
से
और का
चोरी
लिया ना वो तनिष्का.
हो yes
I'm
of
I'm
course
giving half of the ingredients and somebody else is providing for half.
why
Like
you
that.
saying कि you don't understand चोरी अभी तू मुझे बता कोई अगर जाता है ऐसा एक शू फैक्ट्री में
I
और
was asking you
सिर्फ
why
लेफ्ट
so
जूते
like
चुराएगा तो राइट तो क्वेश्चन करेंगे ना कि लेफ्ट जूते क्यों
अच्छा
चुराया
हाँ
मतलब ऐसा देयर इज नो पॉइंट ऑफ इट ना ऐसा
I mean it could be anything like someone's making noodles तो मेरा चीज दिख गया उठा ले एक slice, someone's making Maggie
बट
उसमें
5
डाल
स्लाइस
दिया.
उठाया ना वही क्वेश्चन है बिकॉज
अभी
आफ्टर 5
I'm not
slices
saying
it's
one
no more
person,
noodles
dude. I don't
it's like you're
No,
cooking cheese and then you're putting in noodles as a garnishing it's
yeah.
become
अभी
that
वो
so
वो ठीक है. one heart attack of cheese, but I think ऐसे नहीं होता है. People our age have a very clear sense of morals and
oh
ऐसा sins and everything. So अगर वो भले मतलब जैसे वो 4 लोगों के लिए मैक एंड चीज बना रहे हैं, चल 2 लोगों के लिए बना रहा है और उसने 5 स्लाइसेस उठा लिए तो बोलेगा वो 2.5 स्लाइस का पाप उसको लगेगा, मुझे सिर्फ 2.5 स्लाइस का लगेगा, उसमें भी मैं बना रहा हूँ तो 2 स्लाइस का पाप कैंसिल हो जाएगा. ठीक है.
Yeah, like I
तो
used to keep thinking, how do they convince themselves every day? Like every time, how do you convince yourself कि हाँ आज भी एक उठा लेता हूँ आज भी? Like I'm like, when is this gonna stop?
and also how do you convince yourself कि आज भी 5 उठा लेता हूँ is my question actually 5 slices
and I think this is a girls PG. Boys are shameless by that math. अगर उस पे चिट लिख के
नहीं
रखा
boys तो पैकेट ही उठा लेंगे.
नहीं चिट लिखा
वो तो
हटा के दूसरे पे चिपका दिया
वो फिर भी अच्छा है. तुमको रिस्पॉन्स
No.
मिलेगा ऐसा गंदा सा गाली लिख के देंगे
हाँ
हट.
हाँ हाँ, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say कि अगर तू एक साइड पे लगाता है ना कि खुद का लेके आ, दूसरी साइड पे they'll put something else and make you read that whatever
हाँ.
other thing is there.
हाँ, और वर्स्ट केस सिनेरियो पैकेट गया है, सिर्फ चिट छोड़ के गया है। उनो रिवर्स। तो
खुद का
लेके
लेके आ,
फिर से।
अभी पूरा खुद का लेके आ.
Yeah,
So yeah,
but
that
I
is one
think it's pretty fun.
that your food gets stolen. If you live with good people, obviously not. It's very subjective. I'm not
So
saying
y-
कि हर इसमें.
so you're not living with good
So
people. Is that
Tanish,
what you're
You
saying?
really didn't have to do that, you know.
no, Shwetansh, you did learn something from yesterday's podcast. You're gonna say opinion is the lowest form of knowledge. Yes,
Exactly.
yes,
something.
yes.
Yeah. So I'm saying that it's very subjective. It will not be the case that every PG. You might get a really nice one also where you're
It's
actually
only the
where
case at
everybody's
Tanishka's PG.
unfortunately, not God's favorite child.
Just
Like
name the
we could
owner
go to a
also,
really
na, of the PG, so we can give them a warning.
I think I'll just comment it. I'll just comment it myself.
listen, you really don't have to do all.
Can't imagine.
We should do like part two of not hostel flat and PG. Part two of just me living here. It should happen after 30th of March 2024. Happily, I will tell you everything.
I think things that have happened with her made me realize even living with like 150 boys in like one single building is somehow lucky than living with like some other 20 chicks because it's like crazy, huh? और
Mm.
मतलब तीन लोग, हाँ, तीन मकान मालिक मिलके इतना दिमाग खराब कर सकते हैं, मेरे को बहुत रिसेंटली रियलाइज हुआ है।
Yeah.
Go for it, Yash. Give us all the insights for hostels: the good, the bad, the ugly,
Uh,
and the very stinky.
I think the very stinky is first. So
Okay.
तुम लोग ये सब बोल रहे हो, it's like a marriage, it's like all of that hygiene, hygiene.
Yours
So
is a polyamory.
exactly, it's polygamy because I'm living with three other people, ठीक है, and all three of them are men. So it's very forward. It's like एकदम ऐसा gay polygamy, ठीक है. Now I'm not offending anyone, obviously.
Wow,
Opinion is the
gay
lowest
polygamy.
form of knowledge.
That's really tapping into a new market, Yash. With great stuff.
Why are you calling it a market? What are you all
A new
up to?
audience, sorry, is what I meant.
Hello, like market, you call them.
बिक
Please,
नहीं
you
रहा
have
है,
to bring it.
sexuality बिक नहीं रहा है. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. We're very, very forward, very inclusive here.
Hmm.
We are so inclusive that you sleep one day with four people in your room, and you wake up next morning, or out of those four, the two people on like those two beds have changed. और फिर तुम सुबह कॉल कर रहे हो, वो कोई बंदा दो फ्लोर नीचे है, किसी और के रूम में सो रहा है. और here this something has happened. Okay, and this is just like if I started waking up, I think this episode will extend by another good 20 minutes. Because the days the guys actually sleep in, their alarms are so hideous. और चलो ठीक है, मैं तीन
Oh.
का एग्जांपल देता हूँ. I'll start from 1 2 3. One is
हाँ.
एकदम religious. The problem
हम्म.
with that dude is कि वो अलार्म रखता है, ठीक है,
Excuse me,
फिर
I don't think it's a problem being religious. Please
no
correct
no,
yourself.
the problem is the alarm, ठीक है, वो
Okay.
रखता है, but he does not
Thank you,
understand
Mr. Right.
he does not
Uh,
understand the concept of a stop button or like a end button. He only understands the concept of a snooze button.
snooze
Or
button.
I don't know his. बस
So these
उसको वही
people
दिखता
are
है.
the
So
people की
every 5 minutes I'm listening, मतलब वो कुछ हनुमान चालीसा या कुछ बज रहा है, वो पहले का 5 मिनट बस फिर से रिपीट. अनुज, तेरे को आगे का लर्न नहीं हो रहा है क्या? कि तेरे को पहले पांच
No,
मिनट
but
में मजा आ रहा है.
these are the kind of people जिनके अलार्म से सब लोग उठते हैं but वो खुद नहीं उठते.
No. That's the second kind. ठीक है. His alarm is like a nuclear reactor meltdown. ठीक है. Beep 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 beep. हाँ, पता है. Okay, so I was a faint sleeper, but one of these days I slept very like I was tired and everything. मैं सोया और ये हमारे महाराज भी सोए और इन्होंने अलार्म लगाया. The issue is now he doesn't wake up obviously. तो हम में से कोई उठ के अलार्म बंद करता है, उसको नाम से बुलाते तो उठता है. तो वी आर थिंकिंग कैसा उसके फोन में रिकॉर्ड करेंगे नाम, उसके आगे गाली, और फिर वो सेट करेंगे अलार्म को. ठीक है. बट दैट्स अ लेटर थिंग. व्हाट हैपेंस इज कि इसका अलार्म बज रहा है, न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर मेल्टडाउन. हाँ, हम सो रहे, ये दिस रिलीजियसली इम्यून डूड तो डज नॉट वेक अप, उसको तो कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है. हाँ, द अदर डूड इज आल्सो डीप अस्लीप. हाँ, इसको तो ये न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर, इसको कंडीशन हो गया कि उठना नहीं, अच्छा नींद आता है उसके बाद. हाँ,
Mm-hmm.
सो एंड हाउ डू आई वाज द फर्स्ट वन टू वेक अप. हाउ डू आई वेक अप? क्योंकि ऑन माय बेड इज वन ऑफ द क्लोजेस्ट टू द डोर. ठीक है. So there's someone who's coming in और वो गुड मॉर्निंग की जगह पे गंदी गंदी गालियां बोल रहा है। और मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि कुछ तो किया नहीं मैंने, अच्छा तो चल रहा था, किसी का तो चीज चुराया नहीं मैंने, ऐसे तो कुछ हुआ नहीं है, ठीक है। तो मैं गाली क्यों दे रहा हूँ, वाले पूरा फ्लोर उड़ गया है। अल्लाह मन का साले, 40 लोग उड़ गए हैं। और सैटरडे सबको सोना है, तो बजा क्यों रहा है?
Oh, the worst alarms are those where you've forgotten to turn them off, and on a Sunday morning when you're sort of chilling and you expect to sleep longer into the day, alarm बजता है सुबह 8 बजे ऐसा full on.
ठीक है, and this is the most epic alarm. ये तो चलो सबको डिस्टर्ब करते हैं, still is a common happening, people can understand. The
Mm-hmm.
worst alarm, ठीक है, ये मैं उठ के बंद कर सकता हूँ. There's one engineer who's struggling with engineering in our room, ठीक है,
Mm-hmm.
he is trying to get better somehow. His
Mm-hmm.
alarm is very nice, it's birds and nature. The problem
Oh,
with that is
You
there's an
never get up with
application.
those alarms.
yeah.
No, to उठ मत, that's not the
You're like
problem.
खिड़की के बाहर से आ रहा होगा.
Let me speak. No,
You
no,
feel all
the
nice
problem
ऐसा, you
is
snuggle into the bed even more. Like birds are
correct, correct,
singing,
correct.
it's day is great.
Correct. Now the problem is कि I don't want birds. ठीक है, I don't like them. मेरे को सोने का है. वो अलार्म बंद करने के लिए you have to solve 24 step mathematical equations. 20, और हर एक में 30 सेकंड का टाइमर है. अगर
Dude,
तुम 30
this should be like the
अगर
top one joke of like how engineers make their lives difficult for themselves when actually they're supposed to solve complex world problems.
No, imagine, और ऐसे भी नहीं है कि चल I'm an art student, I'm trying to do some math and solving it, चल मैं बंद कर रहा हूँ कुछ करके मेरे खुद के चैन के लिए. Every problem has a 30-second timer. अगर तुम समझो 15वें प्रॉब्लम पे आधी नींद में आके कैसे तुम सॉल्व कर रहे हो, there's a tough problem that you are unable to solve, it goes back to 1. All this while it's ringing. और
Oh
कुछ नहीं चलता.
yeah.
पावर
Oh,
पावर बटन नहीं
I
चलता.
used this alarm. I've used this alarm. When I was in 10th
Yeah.
standard. ऐसा
Please
सुबह
remove
सुबह
him
math.
from this call.
Guys, if you've seen a cut in the recording, we are bootstrapped. We only get 40 minutes on Zoom, and that's why there'll be a cut. But continuing
Yeah.
from the joke that Yash had just said, I have myself as well used the alarm app, जिधर तुम्हें मैथ्स प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करना पड़ता है. एंड मैं 10th में था, ओके, तो मेरे को ऐसा क्योंकि आई हैड टू स्टडी होल डे, आई कि जल्दी उठेंगे, टाइम पे उठेंगे. और मैंने फर्स्ट डे आई सो दे शो यू द लेवल ऑफ मैथ्स एंड दे वार्न यू आल्सो प्रॉपर्ली कि बी केयरफुल, ऐसा इफ यू डोंट द टाइमर विल कीप ऑन इंक्रीजिंग. एंड आई लाइक हाँ हाँ कर लेंगे ना, अभी 10th का एग्जाम भी देना है अभी. सो आई टुक आई थिंक व्हाट लेवल 5 6 और 7 ऐसा कुछ, ऐसा हाई लेवल लिया. मैंने कहा कि आई विल डू इट. उसके अंदर देयर वाज डिवीजन, मैथ, सब्ट्रैक्शन, सब कुछ था. आई वाज लाइक आई विल डू इट. फर्स्ट टाइम जब अलार्म बजा सुबह, मैंने फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखा and I couldn't understand what the question was. I'm looking at it, I'm like, क्या है ये, क्या है? और वो किया गलत आंसर, दूसरा क्या गलत आंसर, and I got so pissed off, फोन ही स्विच ऑफ कर दिया मैंने. I'm like, बाढ़ में जाओ,
Switch off.
या कल देखूंगा. एंड देन
No,
सीधा
no,
उसके
so
बाद अगले दिन
तो
मैंने
ये
लेवल 2 पे डाल दिया था, जिधर उसमें से बेसिक एडिशन ही, डबल डिजिट एडिशन, बेस्ट.
I think this is like a older version, या फिर हमारे वाले का फोन बहुत बढ़िया है. It doesn't let you shut down. मैं ट्राई किया है, मैं सब किया है. You know what was
वाओ,
the
दैट
solution
इज
I found? You know
व्हाट
what was my creative solution?
व्हाट.
मैं हेडफोन लिया, मैं प्लग इन कर दिया और उसको पहना दिया. तेरा अलार्म तू सुन.
Oh, that is so good. That is amazing. That's a great solution. That's a great solution.
हाँ, कि मैं मेरे से मैथ्स नहीं हो रहा, तेरे को करना नहीं है, तो you have fun listening to your birds, everyone sleeps in their own like piece of peace.
It's crazy. Yeah.
But
But yes,
yeah,
yeah, your hostel experience.
I think finding it was one of the most difficult things. Not finding it, finding me to agree with it, because मैं 3 महीना फ्लैट रेंटिंग किया, ठाणे
Yeah.
से कम्यूट किया, so like coming to Mumbai and then going out of Mumbai.
Yeah.
ठीक है, that people who do it, they know it. And that all in like heat, for the tier 2 guy I was, it was too much. कि no bro, this is not happening. और प्लस ऐसे सब होप्स देके ब्रोकर ऐसे गंदी बिल्डिंगों में ले जाते हैं, डर लग जाता है. मैं जाता भी अकेला था,
मैं बॉम्बे है, उसके बाद ऐसा रियलाइज हुआ किधर किधर से पसीना निकल सकता है, ऐसा अजीब अजीब जगहों से
हाँ
पसीना आ रहा है।
हाँ एग्जैक्टली exactly.
Dude,
और
I was getting
फिर
sweat over here. I'm like, ये कौन सी लोकेशन है पसीना आने की? What is going on?
करेक्ट। सो इस सब में मैंने सोचा कि देखो हॉस्टल मिल रहा है, कॉलेज के पास है, इट्स गिविंग जैन फूड। आई एम लाइक माय पेरेंट्स तो वर सोल्ड, पेरेंट्स लाइक रह लो यार, रह लो,
Yeah,
इवन इफ द कॉस्ट इज ऑलमोस्ट सेम, इट इज
yeah,
स्टिल नाइस। मेरे लिए प्रॉब्लम ये था, दे हैड कॉमन वॉशरूम्स एंड एवरीथिंग, एंड आई हाउ दिस शिट विल आई शेयर, ठीक है।
yeah.
देन आई रियलाइज्ड कि शेयरिंग इज बेटर देन स्टम्बलिंग डाउन। क्योंकि मैं एक फ्लैट देखने गया, मैं बाथरूम में घिसा, मतलब अंदर अंदर घुसा
तू क्यों
और गिर गया।
तू बाथरूम क्यों
Gissa.
घिस रहा है? तू बाथरूम क्यों घिस रहा है यश? इट इज नॉट
अरे
पार्ट ऑफ
मैं
द
अंदर
That's
कॉन्ट्रैक्ट।
घुसा।
his first thought when he
ये
saw the bathroom.
ये कौन सा हॉस्टल है जिधर देखो
मैं
वो घिसवा रहे बाथरूम, यश?
अरे हॉस्टल नहीं, मैं फ्लैट देखने गया, आई फेल इन द ब्लडी बाथरूम, आई सो एम्बैरेस्ड। हाँ, और फिर वो
Oh
ब्रोकर पीछे
God.
से चिल्ला रहा है, जरा देख के चलना उधर अंदर सामान रखा है।
आफ्टर यू
हम
फॉलन
लाइक आप
डाउन।
मालूम है। हाँ, मैं बोल रहा हूँ सामान मेरे चेहरे के बाजू में पड़ा है,
No, you
बहुत
you should have
जल्दी
been
उठा।
like, भैया वो सामान मैं ही हूँ.
हाँ, तो
Dude, but this
सामान के
hostel
साथ
thing, I
मैरिज
don't
हो
get
गया।
how people do it, यार. मतलब I know people जिधर वो एक फ्लोर पे ऐसा 50 बच्चे रह रहे हैं and they're using only ऐसे two
We
three
have 40.
bathrooms only they're
We don't
sharing.
have 40. So we have like six stalls of each, like whatever. So it's like decent. We have six sinks, six everything. So
Bro,
it's pretty clean. And
मेरे को
ऐसा
कैसा
नहीं
भी
होता
घर
है कि
चलेगा. I just need a proper washroom, dude. I can't.
हाँ, so it's actually divided, right? Not like officially, but unofficially. There's like clean kids who know कि you to get in clean and get out clean. ठीक है? हाँ, और कुछ ऐसा होता है जहाँ शावर चल रहा है और नीचे ऐसे एकदम बिल्कुल मिट्टी का, ऐसे बिल्कुल उन्होंने दीवार
Yeah,
तक लाइक वेस्ट लेवल तक मिट्टी मिट्टी लगा के लगा है। मेरे को समझ नहीं नहा रहा था कि कुश्ती खेल रहा था अंदर,
yeah.
ऐसा।
बट वो कभी
सो
निकलते ही नहीं होंगे बाथरूम से, क्योंकि तुम नहाओ सूखो वापस गंदे हो गए, फिर वापस नहाओ सूखो वापस, इट्स जस्ट कांस्टेंट साइकिल चल रहा है उन
हाँ,
लोग का.
सो देयर इज लाइक ओनली वन और टू स्टॉल दैट यू नो कि ये अच्छा है, यहाँ पे जाना है, एंड देयर इज ओनली टाइम स्लॉट्स कि यू नो इफ यू गेट अप बिफोर लाइक 8 एंड गेट इन द बाथरूम, इट विल बी क्लीन ड्राई व्हाटएवर यू वांट इट टू बी। उसके बाद तो भूल जाओ, उसके बाद सीधा शाम में,
ब्रो, बाय
ठीक है।
दिस कैलकुलेशन में को तो रोज सुबह 3 बजे उठना पड़ेगा सर. आई कांट यूज इट आफ्टर समवन्स बीन टू द वॉशरूम. आई कांट डू दैट.
हाँ हाँ, आई थिंक बट द प्रॉब्लम इज perpetually everyone's been to the washroom because it gets cleaned in like the noon. So unless
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
willing to shower in the noon, okay,
Hmm.
and then use
Dude,
everything else, all the facilities at the same time once in a day, that too, there's no other way. Even I,
if
like
I
me
was
being a
living,
single child, हाँ, and like all of that,
Yeah.
बहुत बहुत ज्यादा हो गया था मेरे लिए। तो मैं तो आज लाइक वो मैं जा ही नहीं, मैं तो क्या घास, मैं झाड़ियां ढूंढ लेता हूँ।
Yeah, dude,
if I was
single
living in a
child, that too
hostel
in
and
a
I
small city, it makes a big
मतलब
difference.
दोपहर में क्लीन करते हैं ना, I would like go and stand behind that lady or that man who is cleaning and feel like कि जैसे आप वो पोछा अंदर से निकालोगे मैं अंदर जाऊंगी.
Guys, reference to episode 1, I would be like those guys जो मेरे सामने खड़े हो जाते हैं ट्रेन के अंदर, and I was like वो आधा निकलेगा मैं आधा अंदर घुस जाऊंगा, ऐसा मैं मेरा टिकट
I would
लगाऊंगा.
shamelessly be that person.
Yeah, yeah.
True, true.
100%.
I did that for a while. I did that. मैं कॉलेज से जल्दी आता था नहाने के लिए, और मतलब माय पेरेंट्स डिडंट रियलाइज कि घर पे तो तुमको नहाने का इतना शौक नहीं था, और उधर जाके तो तुम जल्दी उठ भी रहे हो और कॉलेज जाके आके
या,
नहा रहे हो,
यश
मतलब
3 साल बाद जब घर गया तो वो भाग रहा है सीधा घर के वॉशरूम में भी, एंड मॉम ने लाइक, बेटा क्या हो गया, ये अपना ही घर है. It's like, नहीं 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 नहीं, साफ चाहिए साफ चाहिए.
ट्रू ट्रू। मतलब ऐसे, हाँ, इमेजिन मैं लेक्चर बंक करके नहाने के लिए आ रहा है, हाउ अनरियलिस्टिक ऑफ दैट मी। हाँ, मैं भी सोच, और ऐसे चलो प्रोफेसर्स को तो बोल ही नहीं सकते, ठीक है, दोस्तों को भी बताना ऐसे ऑकवर्ड हो जाता है। यश लाइक अरे अभी तो आया था 3-4 घंटे, तो किधर जा रहा है भाग के, क्या बोले नहाना है। सॉरी।
यश सुबह 4 बजे
तो
उठ रहा है ना, मॉम लाइक, बेटा क्यों उठ रहा है? वो नहाना है ना मम्मी, बाथरूम साफ है अभी इसलिए.
ट्रू ट्रू। तो ये सब होता है। और ये तो ठीक है, अगर आप ऐसे कुछ आई डोंट नो, देयर इज वन डूड, देयर इज नॉट वन डूड, अगर कोई है म्यूजिक का प्रेमी और तुम गलत टाइम पे घुसते हो तो तुमको ऐसा कॉन्सर्ट बन जाता है, और कौन सा जॉनर तुमको समझेगा भी नहीं, क्योंकि वो फोन का स्पीकर बज रहा है और वो आदमी भी बज रहा है बिल्कुल, ठीक है।
वेट रियली
और
और व्हाट?
बिकॉज एवरीथिंग्स लाइक, हाँ,
रियली लाइक थ्री इडियट्स में जैसा वो
नो
सीन
किडिंग,
था?
क्योंकि देख तीन तीन शार्स है एंड दे आर लाइक कनेक्ट, लाइक दे आर जस्ट वेरी
हाँ
क्लोजली पुट,
या
ऐसे एडजस्ट ही कर रहे हैं।
या
तो ऐसा लग रहा है कि कोई मेरे कान के नीचे गा रहा है। देखिए कोई अगर बाजू वाले स्टॉल में भी गा रहा है तो इट्स लाइक क्रेजी कि, और
वाओ।
ऐसा नहीं कि मैं उसको बोल सकूं कि अलग गाना बजा, अलग गा, या जल्दी गा मत गा, ठीक है, इतना गंदा। सो व्हाट यू डू इज यू मेक श्योर, यू जस्ट स्लीप आउट, यू मेक श्योर दिस डूड डजंट नो दैट इट्स यू, फिर वो भले तुम्हारा रूममेट रहेगा, हाँ, एंड व्हेन यू आर गेटिंग आउट, हाँ, you just dump some cold water and run
वाओ।
out of the out of that little slit that there is for
या
ventilation and everything. सिर्फ ठंडा पानी डाल के भाग जाने का, म्यूजिक ऑटोमेटिक बंद होता है और गाली शुरू होता है। और बच्चे बच्चे हॉस्टल में आई डोंट नो क्या क्या होता है, इतने वेले होते हैं कि वो आएगा, देयर इज ओनली टॉवेल रैप्ड अराउंड हिम, उसके हाथ में ये सब गीला वीला है, गाना वाना बज रहा है, उसका पूरा ऐसा सब वो सिक्स सिक्स टक स्किन के रूटीन करके आ रहा है, और वो ऐसे, हाँ, 40 मतलब 10 रूम के कॉरिडोर के बीच में खड़ा होके गाली गलौज कर रहा है, कौन था रे, कौन था, ठंडा पानी कौन डाले, बेशरम, रूम में आके डालेगा ठंडा पानी।
इट्स फनी कि उसको लग रहा
बहुत
है
मजा
कि
आता है।
वो ऐसे चिल्लाएगा तो कोई आके बोलेगा भी कि हाँ मैं ही था।
मैंने डाला।
And there's some senior in his room in the corner who's shouting, तू अंदर नहीं गया तो अभी सामने आके डालेगा फिर से।
Oh, oh wow. Dude, it's brutal, yeah. That's why I think I'm
और
glad that I'm living in a flat.
so yeah, if you don't leave by 8:30 this all starts. हाँ, और ये
हाँ.
मंडे ट्यूसडे वेडनेसडे इज गुड, वेडनेसडे के बाद तो तुम सरवाइव ही नहीं कर सके, ये सब तो होना ही है बिकॉज पीपल आर बोर्ड, तो लोग कॉलेज जाने में, इंटर्नशिप जाने में भी बहुत ऐसे बोर हो रहे हैं, तो वो सुबह ये सब कर लेते हैं ताकि कुछ जरा ऐसा वेकअप हो जाए,
हाँ,
अनलेस
घर
समन्स
वहाँ
न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर मेल्ट्स डाउन, वो
ऑफिस में
अलार्म तो
जाके तो
फिर
डांट डांट सुननी है, तो यहाँ पे
हाँ
might as well just have some fun, yeah.
हाँ हाँ, some
Yeah.
fun, correct correct, ऐसे, and I've seen these instances, there's no one thing about hostel is कि there's no like hostel transcends time, स्पेस तो ठीक है, स्पेस तो हमने कर लिया, हम चार लोग रूम में एक रूम में रह रहे, तो स्पेस तो ऐसा हम ऑलमोस्ट एक दूसरे के स्पेस में इंक्लूड कर ही चुके हैं, टाइम ट्रैवल भी हम कर रहे हैं, हाँ, मतलब देयर बीन इंस्टेंसेस कि मैं 4 बजे उठ के बस ब्रश कर रहा हूँ, कोई ब्रश कर रहा है 4 बजे सोने जा रहा है, ठीक है, और मैं ऐसा लाइक गुड मॉर्निंग गुड नाइट
और दोनों की आंखें नहीं खुल रही।
हाँ हाँ, और बिल्कुल ऐसे मतलब कोई समन्स प्लेइंग, समन्स गेमिंग, और कोई पढ़ रहा है, एंड ऑल दीज थिंग्स यू गेट टू सी इन अ हॉस्टल, एंड इट्स जस्ट डैम फन कि मतलब there's so many lives going around you, to see
Yeah, it's crazy,
people
yeah.
do so many things, ये ऐसे
Yeah.
कुछ quirky अगर मेरा रूममेट करेगा ना, it's like a once in a month scenario in a flat or something, यहाँ पे कोई कुछ करता है तो ऐसे it's nothing big, ऐसे मतलब अरे,
Hmm.
and there's like 4 floors, right? So inter floor rivalry तो बहुत बढ़िया है, so the warden lives on our floor, ठीक है, ठीक है, नया बच्चा आया कोई, ठीक है, उसको क्या बोल रहे हैं, वो किसी को ढूंढ रहा है, he's looking for someone to get something, I don't know,
Hmm.
हाँ, एंड उसको बोलते हैं रुक रुक तेरे को लेके जाता हूँ, दे टेक हिम टू द वार्डन्स रूम, दैट्स द ओनली रूम वेयर देयर इज अ डोरबेल, ठीक है, वो
Oh.
बेल रिंग करता है डोर पे लात मारता है और भाग जाता है, एंड
Oh.
देन वो बच्चा नया, उसको मालूम नहीं क्या हो रहा है, सिर्फ
Yeah.
दरवाजा खोलते हैं, व्हाट द शिट, सो I think it's a lot of fun. The only
Yeah.
moment I have seen these boys unite is when it comes down to cricket. There's some rivalry. IPL होता है तो मजा ही आता है. I've that video also where like ऐसे लोग टी शर्ट निकाल के दूसरों के रूम में जाके इतना ऐसे फेस टू फेस आके चिल्ला रहे ऐसे,
Wow.
MICSK. But then there's like those moments where there's crazy ऐसे कुछ कुछ भी मतलब ऐसे random joke करते हैं. फॉर इंस्टेंस लाइक वर्ल्ड कप का कुछ सेकंड थर्ड मैच था, आई डोंट नो, ऑस्ट्रेलिया के साथ जो पहला मैच था जो हम जीते सैडली।
We won all matches except the final, Yash.
Yeah.
हाँ
जो
नहीं, वो
हम जीते
ऑस्ट्रेलिया के
मतलब.
सामने एक ही जीते ना, ऑस्ट्रेलिया के
Yeah,
सामने
yeah,
एक ही जीते ना।
yeah, yeah.
हाँ अनफॉर्चुनेटली तो
Hmm.
वो मैच था। और आई थिंक दैट वाज वन ऑफ द मैचेस वेयर वी लाइक वेयर वी हैड अ गुड कंपटीशन टू इट। बाकी मेजोरिटी ऑफ द मैचेस लाइक जीत गए, ऐसे कुछ वाव नहीं था, है ना,
Yeah,
अच्छा
yeah.
खेले, बहुत अच्छा खेल लिए। और my roommate is a big diehard Rohit Sharma fan, this that, and there's like a rivalry between
Vada pav.
like Vada Pav and Mr. Dhoni. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, तो
There
उसका
is.
ऐसा मतलब इन द बॉयज, ये हमारे मिस्टर रोहित शर्मा फैन एंड ही इज अ वेरी बिग क्रिकेट बफ, उसको सब फैक्ट्स फिगर्स सब मालूम है। वो आके बोलता है, अरे यश, ये धोनी मतलब देयर समवन हु इज लाइक सेइंग ऑल दिस फॉर एमएस धोनी आई थिंक। और वो ऐसे आके बोल रहे हैं कि यश यार ये क्या बताऊं मैं तेरे को, दिस ये चेन्नई का क्राउड है ना, पागल है, इनको सामने येलो दिखा नहीं कि धोनी धोनी करने लगते हैं, इधर क्या मजाक हो रहा है, ये इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया है, इनको सामने येलो दिखता है, ये लोग चीयर करना शुरू कर देते हैं।
Dude,
और
that
मैच
reminds
चेन्नई में था।
I
और
oh,
that
I
reminds me,
yeah.
there was a tweet by this comedian, no, Samay Raina. He tweeted ki when we lost the World Cup against Australia, they were wearing the yellow jerseys, right? So he was like कि आज इतना दारू पियो कि लगे धोनी की टीम जीत गई।
It's great. So there's this, I love that, that template of an Indian fan who, just claims that he understands the game fully. I'd gone to see a match in Andheri Sports Complex, okay, in Azad Nagar. It was a game between Mumbai City FC and Punjab FC. Okay, it was a ISL game. And कैन यू इमेजिन लाइक द कॉन्फिडेंस ऑफ एन इंडियन फैन? हम इधर बैठे हुए, मैं और मेरा रूममेट, और पीछे से और लोग बैठे हुए, तो पीछे एक ग्रुप बैठा था 3 लड़कों का, एंड द बॉल इज इन द बॉक्स, ठीक है, एंड द बॉल गोज समवॉट क्लोज टू द हैंड ऑफ अ पंजाब का प्लेयर, ठीक है, एंड it's not a hand clearly because there are 3 referees on the pitch. There is a video conferencing video, that's being shot, and there are players also udhar khade हुए है ना. But this fan is like, जो पीछे बैठा था, इज लाइक कि अरे हैंडबॉल है रे, वो उनको दिखा ही नहीं होगा, ये रेफरी को दिखा ही नहीं होगा अच्छे से, हैंडबॉल है, देख मैं बोल रहा हूँ तेरे को. I'm like, what are you saying, brother? There are 22 players on the field who can see the ball. No one has shouted for a handball, but this guy, he thinks he knows it's
Yeah.
a handball. It's just,
Yeah,
ठीक है, guys.
but like
Any other points to add on for I don't think we've come to any sort of conclusion. The only conclusion that we have is what Tanishka had said, कि it all depends on you, and you decide if PG works for you or a
Because it
hostel
is
works for
true.
you.
Like you have to, like if you're
Yeah.
coming to Bombay, you have to assume that you're gonna have to be pushed and shoved, and you have to be
Yeah.
okay with all of that.
Yeah.
And you just
Yeah,
have to
just
like
one thing, don't be
wisely
very
know.
trusting, yeah, to the agents. Be very careful. There are a lot of agents who just want to sort of con you, take your money and all that. So be very mindful of where you're giving your money, and अगर कुछ ये क्या बोलते हैं, deposit या कुछ भी दे रहे हो, तो just make sure it's on proper notarized paper, legal है, landlord से बात करा है,
If
and be
you come
careful
from
out
a
there.
Khandani, if you come from a Khandani joint family who has a lot of jaidad, you are trained. But if you come from a nuclear family, you have to be a little careful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I think it's very important for people to not you know look at hostels is really bad, because that's a big realization I've had coming here. I think two of the most important things that I've understood living with so many people is one, that you like when living in a hostel where everyone's sort of like almost from the same background or something like that, because mine is a community hostel, so that's like a one up. One thing, there's endless resources. So from anything from literally laptops and gaming PCs and whatever you can think of, to socks, clothes, ties, shoes, whatever. If you're going for a date, if you're going for an event, anything, okay, whatever you need, you just put up a message in the group, and there will be someone who will have it
Yeah, yeah.
for you, like the perfect fit. and they'll
Yeah.
be more than happy to share it with you.
Share it
And
with
I
you.
think that was a big realization for me as a single child. Ki when you are here, everything you own is shared.
Yeah, I was going to
So
highlight that point as well, that we're all making jokes on it, but like that camaraderie is always there in a hostel. And so when me
yes,
and my roommate are living alone, there are times where we're at home, chuttiya chal rahi hai, we don't know what to do. You can't always sort of go out, go to a restaurant. It's not always feasible or economical. So you're at home, you're alone, and then you get bored. But when you're in a hostel, when you have like 50 other people on the same floor itself, it definitely makes a big difference, and it sort of enhances the experience that you have in a city.
हमारे लिए तो एंटरटेनमेंट के लिए हम झगड़े कर लेते हैं
Exactly,
कुछ
yeah.
कुछ हुआ नहीं तो पता चला there was this one like ऐसे झगड़ा हो रहा है सब जमा हो गए ठीक है and the floor head is trying to resolve he being the big man ठीक है और there's some like because everyone knows कि मार वार के किसी को कुछ होने वाला नहीं है तो we just pretend to shout and brawl सबको पता है 2 मिनट में सब back to normal है ऐसे मस्ती मस्ती में किसी ने सबने एक दूसरे को धक्का मारना शुरू किया वो फ्लोर हेड जो झगड़ा सुलझाने आया था उसका शर्ट फाड़ दिया
Dude, this is like too much, yeah.
वो आधा नंगा होके जा रहा है वो
He entered with 2 pockets on his shirt and he left with only half a shirt because he said.
हाँ and we just wondering कि वो बोल रहा है अरे मैं तो झगड़ा भी नहीं कर रहा था
Definitely.
उस दिन जो दिमाग खराब होगा ना ये first time it pushes you out you'll probably almost come home and
Yeah.
cry I
Yeah.
You'd
almost
probably be
fainted
like,
once
वापस
that
चलो.
happened हाँ everyone has that one moment me moving into a hostel in like 1.5 days I went back home I stayed for 15 days I needed to prepare mentally so I think that's a big step also to prepare mentally and then come back and then I came back I had a fight for my room
That's why
where I'm now
once a week,
staying
Which
once
is
a week or
also
once in 10
okay
days,
to do.
you should go to
हाँ
South
हाँ
Bomb
Yeah, that's true.
to be reminded that something nice is there. So let me stick around.
हाँ
Yes.
yeah
That's there. Yeah, I mean, people who choose to live in a flat, I think that is people who do not they're not comfortable with sharing their space a lot, and in that sense I think flats do make sense. You do have a certain sort of freedom. You can go out of the house whenever you want to. There's no like the gates don't close at a certain time, but in that sense it's great. And it also feels sort of like a home away from home. You have that freedom. You can cook, you can keep things in your house as you
But
want
like,
to.
there was
You can
this
cook
one
stuff. Yeah.
saying that goes, home is not where you belong. It is where all your attempts to escape cease, and that is Bombay. Like if you can escape one thing over here, you can you've done it. Because if you learn to live here, you can live anywhere in the world.
100%.
Like
I like that is so true. Like if I think everyone just like needs to come to Bombay, even though there's no space left in Bombay, but everyone should come to
come, but
Bombay.
also please don't come.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now I'm
probably
realizing that after listening to all this, I'm realizing that me and Shwetansh did a really shit job of selling PGs.
Exactly. That's why I was trying to say some good points. In the end, ki kuch to
Yeah.
flat. Flat versus the issue is ki now I'm sold. I want to go to hostel now. What I'll defend a flat.
Really, I've not told you the best part. So, I mean, I'm not
Oh,
sure if
really?
all hostels have this. There's some like obviously some private top-notch, some proper startup kind of hostels which have this. But mine's a community one, but they've recently redone it like 5 years back. So we have a laundry. Okay, you wash unlimited clothes, whatever, whenever. Okay, washer dryer, sab hai, and there's an attendant. So you don't even wash it. You just want to go give. There's a gym, okay, which is decent. But yeah, there's a library. There's a computer room. If you don't have PCs of your own, obviously you can go browse. They have Ethernet and everything. Uske baad they have a TV room. Okay, it's like a common room where you can sit, watch TV if you're not doing anything, stream movies. And besides that, I mean, there's a sports room where you can play like TT, chess, carom, and there's like a huge parking so where kids play cricket and everything. And where we have events, there's everything
Hey
celebrated because it's
guys,
a community
welcome
thing.
to episode 2 where we discuss why hostels is the accommodation that you should go for.
No, I don't think all hostels have it.
Yeah, no, of
Okay,
course.
again, as far as I've talked to anyone who's lived in a hostel anywhere, at least in India, food is a big problem. उनको मतलब, you'll start shrinking. My parents, every time, like for the last 2 years, every time I go home, be it like a gap of 2 weeks or 3 months, they're like पतला हो गया. They're like पतला हो गया.
See,
I'm like,
that's
मैं
an issue with
perpetually पतला हो
flats,
रहा हूँ.
right? Because no one is there to judge you in a flat, right? So you're just eating non-stop, and then
No, but
then
you
you
can eat in
slowly
flat.
become no, but then you slowly become Tanmay Bhatt, and I'm on that path right now.
I think episode 2 will also have me asking people, please tag Tanmay, but do anything if he likes, comments, shares, or whatever response to this video, will do anything you ask
Yeah.
for. Get him here.
All right. That's it, guys. I think we should wrap it up. It was a great episode
Yeah.
once again, guys. Let us know if you want us to, sort of release a part 2 on this topic where we give some better insights for PGs and flats. But again, like I said, it's up to you. It depends on each person, as Tanishka mentioned as well. Be careful when you're looking for your accommodation. Talk to your parents, involve them in the process. They probably know more than you. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. Please
I
like,
think
share.
locals also help.
Yeah, and exactly, yes. Do take opinions of other people who've lived in the city before. Talk to them. That really matters as well.
Yash is stuck.
Yash is just very happy to be in a hostel.
And
He's excited. He's like, I'm in a hostel, guys.
yeah, he's fully pumped.
Yeah. ठीक है. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. We hope you enjoyed the episode. We had a lot of fun. And
You
that's
can
it.
put your questions in the comments if we've missed anything or there's anything you would
Yes.
like to know how we found stuff out.
Yes. You can do
And if you
that
want
on,
to
yeah.
contact,
Sorry. Please. Sorry.
no, I was saying if people want contacts in particular areas, like if I'm currently living in Chembur, you are living in Andheri, like that.
Yeah, drop us a text on Insta or you can tag us on YouTube. Yash has left the episode,
Yash has
but
left.
he will
He's
join
fed up.
back.
It's Pineapple Sheera.